There has never been a such shortage of ideas on many occasions. But good ideas many times do not survive. Especially if the good ideas, if the practicality of the idea is at the description of another person who could be the head and sees it differently, good ideas died. And this is how I like to say good morning to all of you. Thanks for joining us. It's another edition of the OK Morning Rush. It's another privilege and another opportunity to be here. Today is the 19th of November. We're gradually chasing December. Still good to go. Today is Wednesday, and this is the midweek presentation of the show. 8 o'clock, we leave the stage to pave the way for the Cental radio program. 9 o'clock, we come back here this morning. We'll host 3 distinguished Liberians to talk about governance and other issues this morning. Kanyo Bagbala will be here from the SCOA, the centrist movement. He will tell us more. Sylvester Kovau Peewee was here Monday. He will be back here, the new progressive movement of Liberia. And then Vandala Patricks will be here. The three men will be here to see governance on Obuakai from different perspectives. And that is how it's going to be at 9 o'clock. Tomorrow, like I promised, I am still working on bringing people to talk about the budget. Next week, we'll spend a lot of time on the budget. But this is how the show is going to be this morning. It's always a pleasure to be here. Welcome to all of you. Thanks for joining us. My name is Piso. In case you're just joining us, tell somebody you're listening to OKFM on 99.5. We'll take a break very shortly, join some of our sponsors, and then we come back here and talk about some of the issues.
Hey, Tanu, I need cash and there is no ATM around here.
Really? Did you try the EcoBank POS?
POS? I said I need cash. What is it about POS?
Judy, you can get your cash through the POS. All you need to do is to visit any EcoBank Express point or petrol trade gas station and request to use the POS. Guess what? It can also take other bank cards.
Oh, widow. You mean cards from banks overseas too?
Yes, it should just be your Visa card.
Wow, great. So when there is no ATM around me, I will just use the POS to get my money fast. EcoBank has made it too easy, man. EcoBank and innovation that real 5 and 6 so.
EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
My boy, you know.
Yeah.
Hello, my Oma, how you doing?
Lomo? Hello. Alright. You want buy some more, eh?
Yeah, but way small. Oma, why the money you taking from your bag looking tear and dirty so?
Oh, my son. People, you get hot, oh. Money na money. Whether you clean or delegate, stay bar.
No, Oma, no. We need to stop doing it here. You yourself, say the Central Bank of Liberia say we should handle and take care of our money in a very good way. Because this money is our country money. And for other too.
My son, let me ask you here. What do you mean by taking care of our money Google way?
Oh, man. When I say taking care of our money Google way, it means you might not squeeze the money. You might not write on the money, and you might not keep the money in your bra or in your wet place. Use wallet or small envelope. If we all take care of our money, the money can last long, and we not have to waste plenty of money to print new money. And say the government can spend plenty of money to print new money, and so.
Oh, so you mean if we treat our money bad, the country will spend more, eh?
Yeah, oh man, you getting it now. And even against the law, for you to spoil the country money or to use the coins to turn it into chin. Some people they melting the coins and turning it into chins and rings. The CBL says if you spoil the money or melt the coin, you can get in big trouble with the lawyer. Girl.
Hey, I never know that Wonder Woman song. Hey, from today, I will keep my money clean in my waist bag because our money is our prime, my son.
Yeah, Oma. When we keep our money clean, it can show that we respect the country and it will save the government from spending plenty money to print new money. And you know, say that money that the government can be spending to print new money can be spent on our hospital. It can be spent for us to buy medicine. And it can even help to build our road.
I see. Thank you, Flomo. Thank you plenty, yeah, my son.
Okay, man.
Thank you for giving me all the good advice. I will be telling the other people to take good care of our money.
Our money is our proud. Let's handle it with care. Don't squeeze it. Don't write on it. Keep it dry. Don't melt the coins to make chin or ring out of it. Our money is our proud.
Central Bank says if you see anybody not holding our money good or they melting the coins, please call these numbers 0887 367 539 or 0772 289 013. A message from the Central Bank of Liberia, CBL.
Chatu, where you dey go? Where you dey find?
Why you dey ask me that kind of question? Say where I dey go? Where I dey go? I dey come. You don't hit my car.
Why you walking and talking all by yourself so?
My sister, the car business are really thinking about so to get car in this country is really not easy. Since I put in for my cars and other goods, it is almost 1 year I can't get anything.
But it says stranger who always asks don't miss their way. Haven't you heard about urban used cars and auto parts?
You mean urban used cars and auto parts?
Yes, urban used cars and auto parts is 100% Liberian owned business. With urban used cars and auto parts, you can purchase your new cars, used cars, and all cars parts directly from America for an affordable price. Urban used cars and auto parts can also help you ship your parrots, your boxes, containers, and other goods from your relatives abroad within just 4 to 6 weeks.
Wow, this is a good news. Where can I find urban used cars and auto parts?
If you are in Liberia, urban used cars and auto parts is located Fish Market, Tottenham Boulevard, Monrovia, Liberia. And in the USA, 220 10th Street, Brookhaven, Pennsylvania, 19015, United States of America. You can also visit their Facebook page, Urban Used Cars and Auto Parts International, or call cell number +231 887 012218.
Thank you for this information. I am visiting Urban Used Cars and Auto Parts to begin the process of my card and other goods.
Urban Used Cars and Auto Parts. Our goal is to allow Liberians have access to buying things from America without being cheated.
I say, my people, First National Savings and Loans Liberia not do it again. Oh, I say, my people, y'all listen. First National Savings and Loan Liberia not do it again. Oh,
But when I come, why you shouting all around the place like you not found bank manager well so?
Namo, even if I found bank manager well, I would be very happy.
Like how now?
Because all the things that the First National Savings and Loans Liberia doing, it will really take away our stress. Oh.
In what way it will take away your stress?
Look, Namo, if you're looking for a good place to save your money you suffer for, or you want your money to receive good interest over a period of time, then go to the First National Savings and Loans Liberia at At First National Savings and Loans Liberia, you can open savings account, current account, church savings, SUSU savings, and mobile banking. You will get account SMS alerts right away, meaning as soon you save the money, you will get message in your phone right away that you not save the money.
So Kompu, the way you not do all the fancy then so what I should do now if I want to open my own account?
Damo, when it comes to opening a saving account for church, school, and organization, you can call them and they can open the account for you right to your own house, school, church, or organization. If you want to pay your children's school fees, you can also do it when you call them too. Try to join them to make things easy for yourself.
I really amazing good to you.
Also, First National Savings and Loans Liberia can offer you different ways to do what the poor people call fixed deposit, or to keep your money starting from 13% per annual, meaning per year for Liberian dollars deposit, and 10.25% per annual, meaning also per year for United States dollars deposit for what the poor people call fixed deposit. First National Savings and Loans Liberia. We are located on 10th Street, Sinker. Better still, you can call us on 0779 206 231 or 0886 027 466, and we will come to you. First National Savings and Loan Liberia is a microfinance deposit taking institution. At First National Savings and Loans Liberia, we put you and your business first.
Welcome to the OK Morning Rush. At this juncture, we bring you today's edition of the Fact Check segment from Local Voices, Liberia.
Good day and welcome to the Fact Check segment. This segment takes information and provides the verified facts of statements made online and on the radio. My name is Ralisa Massa. On November 15, Simeon Freeman, political leader of the Movement for Progressive Change, posted to his Facebook page making several claims about the money the Liberian government reportedly spent on the Executive Protection Service and the Ministry of State for Presidential Affairs in 2024 and 2025. In his post, Simeon claimed that in the 2024 budget, President Joseph Boakai spent US $8.7 million and US $12.8 million on the EPS and MOS, respectively. He made these claims following the dedication of the new NTA buses, arguing that while President Boakai spends millions on himself, he purchased only 15 buses and was reportedly booed while driving them around the city. To fact-check this claim, we reviewed the 2026 budget published by the Ministry of Finance and the 2024 budget actuals. The records show that US $8.4 million was spent on the Executive Protection Service in 2024, not US $8.7 million. Additionally, US $12.6 million was spent on the Ministry of State for Presidential Affairs in 2024, not US $12.8 million claimed by Freeman. Based on the review of the budget, we conclude that Simeon Freeman's claim that President Boakai spent US $8.7 million and US $12.8 million on the EPS and MOS in 2024 is mostly correct. The actual figures spent by the Office of the President in 2024 are US $8.4 million and US $12.8 million. In the same post, Freeman claimed that in the 2025 budget, US $9.1 million and US $15.5 million are being spent on the EPS and Ministry of State. A review of the 2026 draft budget shows that in 2025, US $9.1 million was allocated to the Executive Protection Service. Out of this amount, US $7.1 million has been spent as of October 31st, 2025. For the Ministry of State for Presidential Affairs, US $15.6 million was allocated in the 2025 budget. Of this amount, US $14.5 million has been spent as of October 31st, 2025, according to the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning. Based on these findings, we conclude that Mr. Freeman's claim that US $9.1 million is being spent on the EPS in 2025 is correct. However, It is important to note that only US 7.1 million has actually been spent as of October 31st, 2025. It's claimed that US 15.5 million is being spent on the Ministry of State for Presidential Affairs is mostly correct, but the accurate allocation in the 2025 budget is US 15.6 million. Out of this amount, US 14.5 million has been spent as of October 31st, 2025, according to the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning. On November 12th, Liberia Telecommunications Authority Commissioner for Consumers and Public Affairs, Patrick Horner, claimed on Class Reloaded that Liberia passed the rule of law indicator but failed the access to justice indicator on the Millennium Challenge Corporation's 2026 scorecard. Horner cited the country's alleged performance to argue that Liberia had made progress on governance benchmarks. To fact-check these claims, we reviewed the MCC 2026 scorecard and found that Liberia failed the rule of law indicator, scoring 44%. The 2026 MCC scorecard on Liberia does not include an access to justice indicator. Based on a review of the 2026 MCC scorecard, we conclude that Commissioner Horner's claim that Liberia passed the rule of law indicator and failed the access to justice indicator is misleading. Liberia failed the rule of law indicator, scoring 44%, while the claim about the country passing the access to justice indicator is unproven, as the 2026 scorecard has no such information on the access to justice indicator. This is all we have time for on the Fact Check segment. This segment is part of an MOU between Local Voices Liberia, OKFM, Ram FM, and Care Radio to counter disinformation to help the public make informed decisions. This MOU is funded by the Liberian Media Empowerment Project, implemented by Internews with funding from the European Union. The funder or partner had no say in the editorial decision leading to the production of this Fact Check segment. We will be back with more Fact Check reports to help you know the facts. If you want us to fact check a claim for you, please send us a text to WhatsApp on 0778 986778 and we will check for you. Also follow us on Facebook at Local Voices Liberia, Twitter at LVL Fact Check, and go to our website www.localvoicesliberia.com. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.
Thanks to the team at Local Voices Liberia for always bringing us the fact check segment to dispel misinformation. As early as 7:30, we'll take our first guest on the show. That will take us up to 8 o'clock when we usher in when we pave the way for the Cental radio program. So I'm sorry, that's going to be the shape of the show this morning. As early as 5 minutes from now, we'll have guests coming in right here. Now, welcome to all of you. We're hearing that the National Transit Authority, has put aside some of the buses and they're moving from one place in Monrovia to another for $50. I need to call Noah Gibson or Cephas to make some clarity on that. I'm hearing that the buses are outside, and from one place to another is $50 Liberian from Red Lead to town, from ERW Junction to town, and all these places $50. I think I need to reach out to the MTA folks, to make some clarity. Now, the president's bill seeking to ensure that harmful traditional practices are getting rid of is finding some stiff resistance at the House of Representatives. This is so because the lawmakers are divided on the bill. And most of them believe that it's a good thing to be talking about harmful traditional practices in the country because the need is dictates. Harmful, meaning, not getting rid of all of the traditional practices, but the one that are deemed harmful should be getting rid of. Most of the lawmakers, including Anthony Williams from Maryland and others, believe that, look, we cannot be discussing getting rid of some portion of our tradition that our forefathers and our great mothers have been practicing for many, many years and not discussing some of the issues too. Let's be talking about lesbianism and gayism and all these kinds of things. If you know, the guys are also saying, let the thing be back to back. At least let the two bills come together, then we'll be discussing it. If we are to descend on what they believe is our own culture, we should also be talking about these things: gay practice, same-sex practice of marriage in the country. We should not be talking these things and not talking. And so that bill is finding, but don't mind them. That place is a political theater. Sometimes you may not understand the way they do some of the things they do over there. I'm trying to call Noah Zao Gibson and not getting him. If you are listening, you can tell Noah Gibson to call me. Sometimes the situation is the way it is, and that is it. So maybe they're going to resort to whatever they're going to resort to, but I think that bill will find it tough. Except that, you know, sometimes you think things will be the way it's tough at the legislature, but like I said, sometimes people can just somersault, and in the treatment of an act, you don't know what's going to happen. The issue about the confirmation of the Deputy Minister for Urban Affairs at the Ministry of Internal Affairs, Salif, right? That's her name, right? Has sparked too many public debate. Yeah, Fatima, right? Sparked too many public debates. And I see a lot of people making reference to the Zolezo thing. You remember during the George Weah regime, when Zolezo went for confirmation, he was denied in the end. I'm sure I want to remind myself. He said something on Facebook, and I remember very well. I engaged Senator DeLong, I think, in one of my interviews here, and he said Zolezo wasn't denied because of lying on an oath, but he was denied because he refused to apologize. People continue to remind Senator DeLong and others that just yesterday, you know, Zolezo was denied because he lied on an oath. Now somebody came and lied on an oath, and the person is being confirmed today. Things are changing. That's what other people say. Somebody will ask, somebody's arguing and saying, no, you know, yeah, she lied. She lied about her credential, but then she came back and did what was honorable to apologize. My kind of thing is, should somebody lie on those kinds of things? You know, I would defend an honest associate degree anyway. I can tell anybody, other than, you know, she didn't lie on degree thing, right? But I think her manner and those kinds of things. But those things are not yet common for people to do. But again, sometimes I get nervous. If you ever thought the Liberian Senate is going to reject somebody because of something, sometimes history, our most recent political history has told us that it is not just easy. Sometimes we in the public, it is just glaring. It is just glaring that, you know, so sometimes it is just glaring that, look, this person is not supposed to be confirmed because they doing a confirmation, but again, the Senate, they got their own measurement. They will call, so as I was seeing on Facebook, somebody was writing what are the Senate confirmation now they're having, how do you call it? The person said something, the person said, reset her, right? They say because she appeared and she appeared again. No, but it has always happened. There are evidence of instances where I think even the Minister of Foreign Affairs, the current minister at that time, I'm not sure they deal with her in a day's time. Sometimes they deal with you, they ask you questions, and if they not answer, they will pull you on an oath, and then you will have to come back. So for that one, this is nothing new. The Liberian Senate has actually been doing that before. I'm not going to get involved into the Jaw River bridge construction and other kind of thing, because when the guys come, these are some of the questions I'll be putting to them. I don't want to prejudice, the discussion. But, the Liberian Senate, I see the Senate has agreed, I think through its plenary, according to our reporter Nyanti Topa, that it will communicate with the legislature, it will communicate with the executive branch of our government, because the Senate believe some members, some people, some elements in the executive branch of government are becoming very disrespectful to members of the Liberian Senate. And sometimes when these things happen, you just sit and wonder, Is it happening now because some ruling party senators feel disrespected? Remember the other day I was talking about some Liberians threatening Senator DeLong and making the situation to look like as a senator of Liberia, DeLong was against a particular tribe or a particular group of people. And I took exception to that. I believe Senator DeLong is just doing his job as a Liberian senator. He's not looking at tribe. He's not looking at anything. He's just doing his job, you know. But my kind of thing is, when did the Liberian Senate realize that it has gotten to a stage where maybe we need to communicate with the legislature? There was a time in it, you know, when something happening to somebody, and maybe you believe because you are not the one, so they're not all leave it. When Erin Snow had that interview with Spoon TV, and there were different interpretations about that interview. Even though the man who said what he said, Erin Snow came back on different radio stations and said, this is not what I said. This is not what I meant. I said, yes, I want the government to fail because I am an opposition. I did not say I want to destabilize the country. Because when you're talking about destabilizing the country, it resembles a revolution. Either you want to wage war, or in what form do you want to destabilize the country? Snow said, no, I didn't say so. You know, because of that, people from the Ministry of Information took exception to that. Snow believed he was threatened and all these kinds of things. He wrote the legislature, the Liberian Senate, put a thing on the floor. Since then, what has happened to him? They say, oh, he was in committee room. No, but the Senate presented a picture of insensitivity that they didn't care. Now, Senator DeLong is being attacked. Now the Senate is coming on now to make it look like, no, we got to read the executive now. I think maybe they didn't get it serious. Probably it was Senate, it was Snow. Snow is an opposition. So it didn't hit us hard. But Senator DeLong is a ranking member of the rescue mission. So I think they won't hit us hard now. So we got to communicate, you know. So if the Liberian Senate failed to do what it's supposed to do for itself, then I don't know what time it will do it. You know, they are doing it now because I think it is about one of them. Governance is not supposed to be like that. The Senate is a unit, it's an institution. That is the reason why if the Senate takes a vote and there are 30 and even 10 senators voted against and 20 senators vote in favor of a particular thing, it is deemed that the Liberian Senate voted for it. Yeah, the record will show that 10 voted against it, but collectively, the record will show that the Liberian Senate voted for that particular thing because majority of the senators voted for it. That is how it has always been. When people start picking among people start picking. When it that thing about Snow at that time, I thought the legislature, the Liberian Senate would have gotten involved because the allegation was grave. To say somebody want to destabilize the country, everybody here sat as if nothing was going on. Snow cried in that play. He cried. He even threatened to go to court. And now a few days ago, Senator DeLong was threatened. I'm not singling out DeLong, but I mean I can't talk this thing without calling his name because I think the threat against him from some people in Nimba who believe that he's against Minister Kopokra is drawing the Senate's attention now. Now the Senate is beginning to say, you know what, we need to have a meeting with the president. We need to meet the president. Some elements in the executive is no longer respecting. But let me take Noah Zahu Gason briefly. I will take Franklin Dolokwe. Franklin is reporting that AFL renovating some streets in Sanikole. That will be when I return. But we got to take our guests very shortly. Noah, good morning.
Good morning, Clarence, and I want to say good morning to the audience.
Okay, so quickly, I see on Facebook a lot of ratings about the NTA bus from Raleigh to town, $50 from this place to this place, $50 from EW Junction. Is that the case?
So, Clarence, basically, I will just make the necessary clarification that I needed within my control area as the deputy for operations. But when it comes to fares, I do not take care of fares.
Okay.
We do have the revenue department here and the administration that is under the administrative angle of NTA. But yes, I can certainly confirm to you that we started releasing the buses today in Montserrat, and we are releasing around, let's say, almost 10 buses today. We released one from Red Light through the Garnersville, former Somalia Drive, now Japan Freeway to Broad Street. Yes, I can confirm that that is $50. And then from ELWA Junction, that is from Red Light to Cental, from Cental to Red Light. That is also, we have another bus on that route today. It's $50 too, I can confirm that. And from Barnesville Estate to town, and from town to Barnesville Estate, I can confirm that to you. It's $50 from New Georgia Estate to town, and from town to New Georgia Estate, that is $50.
Okay,
from,
all right, Noah. We'll hold you there quickly. I will join you. I will rejoin you 9 o'clock because we got to take our guests. I don't want eating the guests' time.
So just quickly, let me just conclude on this note. From Paul River to Broad Street, from Boys Town to Broad Street, I mean, so far so good. These are the places that we are releasing buses today.
Okay.
Other places will follow soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll get back to you. Our guest is here, Executive Director of the Citizens Bureau for Development and Productivity. He will introduce himself and he will tell us exactly why is he here. Then we can move on. Sir, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Clarence. It's nice to be with you this morning.
Yeah.
I'm John Kama, and I'm the founder and executive director for the Citizens Bureau for Development and Productivity. We are in studio this morning based on research findings that was conducted in Monrovia.
Okay. Before we go to the research findings, I just wanted to know from you, Citizens Bureau for Development and Productivity, when did you come to being? What do you do?
Well, we been in existence as of 2009, May 8, Citizens Bureau was launched in Monrovia, and we have been working very hard in underpinning the rule of law by offering mediation services in disadvantaged communities. We also work with the Justice Ministry to survey pretrial detainees at the Monrovia Central Prison, and we have collected data that we reveal to the competent authorities in our information dissemination sessions.
Okay. Yes, so tell us why you're here now.
Well, we have come to studio this morning. It can be recalled that upon his oath of office, during his first State of the Nation address, His Excellency Honorable Joseph Newman Boakai, President of Liberia, declared drug abuse a public health emergency and said Kush is an existential threat. Within that same period, an act which stands for Enhancing Africa's Response to Transnational Organized Crime is a collaborative project implemented by the Institute for Security Studies, Interpol, and the Global Initiative Against Transnational Organized Crime, GTOR. And ACT works to mitigate the impact of transnational organized crime on development, governance, security, and the rule of law across Africa. An ACT project at the Institute for Security Studies then commissioned a research study in Liberia entitled Youth Gang, Motive, Structure, and Illicit Economies. This research was done in partnership with the Citizens Bureau for Development and Productivity, because the Citizens Bureau work in disadvantaged communities promoting the interests of less fortunate persons. The survey was conducted and revealed a full-blown drug crisis in the country in addition to youth gang activities. The research finding was launched on August 21, 2025, here in Monrovia, bringing together civil society leaders, government officials, urban youth, disadvantaged persons as well as drug users, and others, the term Zocos, were all in attendance. Following the launch, Citizens Bureau then proposed the conduct of a series of stakeholder dialogue which resulted to having a separate dialogue session, with the first dialogue taking place on November 20, which is tomorrow, 2025, entitled Kush, Drug and Substance Abuse, is considered as the first workshop. The second workshop is Youth Gang and Organized Crime. So these workshops aim to translate the research finding into concrete coordinated community action and policy advocacy. And we have written several key stakeholders to be involved with this workshop. Like for workshop 1, which has to do with Kush, synthetic drug use and substance abuse, that will be taking place Thursday, tomorrow. We invited 2 panelists for that workshop, and one of them is coming from the Mano River Union Youth Parliament Liberia chapter in person of Honorable Daniel Nails, will be a panelist discussing the topic priority intervention areas to curb drug abuse among the youth of Liberia. And we also invited the LDEA boss, who we met yesterday and showed us of the institution persons. And they will be discussing understanding community level dynamics and vulnerability fueling synthetic drug use. So we hope that these discussions will enable a pathway that will lead to breaking the cycle of drug crisis and youth gang activities. Other officials invited as panelists for the second workshop and topics are the LNP, Liberia National Police, Colonel William K. Moma, the Deputy Director for Administration. He will be discussing the topic promoting cross-sectoral collaboration on violence prevention, youth engagement, and community-based safety model. We also invited the President of FLA, Ernest Duku Jala. He will be discussing socio-economic drivers contributing to youth gang involvement. Others invited include the Ministry of Justice. These are people that will be making very special remarks following an introductory video that discusses drug crisis and gang activities in Liberia. They include Ministry of Justice, Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection, Ministry of Health, Liberia Peace Building Office, the Women NGO Secretariat, the Swedish Ambassador, Irish Embassy, and hosts of participants across civil society and urban youth. The goal for all these is to translate research into actionable policy, something Liberia has struggled to achieve despite numerous reports highlighting the dangers of drug trafficking and youth criminal network. We cannot keep sounding alarms without taking action. These dialogues are meant to move us from discussion to implementation and securing support to help young people break free from cycles of addiction and gang influence. So we are calling on all those who we met, either through communication or face-to-face, that the upcoming dialogues provide a timely opportunity to unite government, civil society, and international partners around a cohesive strategy. With Kush rapidly infiltrating communities and neighborhood gangs evolving into more sophisticated criminal networks, a fragmented approach will only worsen the crisis. Citizens Bureau urges all invited institutions and partners to prioritize their participation. Liberia stands at the crossroads. We must act together now, or we risk losing our entire generation.
Okay, so how many participants are we expecting, and how did you select them? What did you want in the selection process?
Well, we in the selection process, we ensure comprehensiveness involving various sectors that are affected by the drug crisis, including the government, whose responsibility it is to provide provision and better living opportunity for the citizens. We also look at the interministerial task force on drugs and ensure that they have representation among those invited. We also look at the urban youth community dwellers who are affected by substance abuse. They too were also invited. We have security institutions as gang activities also pose security threat. So we through this analysis, we're able to invite 30 stakeholders to participate in the upcoming sessions.
30 stakeholders, excluding the participants.
Inclusive of the participants.
Inclusive of the participants.
Exactly.
And you say where it will be held tomorrow?
It will be held at our campus, Morovia, Kiwi Street.
Okay. Will it be an interaction whereby after these panelists have presented, the people in the audience will be able to ask them questions?
So well, it's going to be very, very interactive. It's going to be interactive. As it was during the launch, we heard from security experts, we heard from civil society leaders, and some of the issues that were raised by civil society leaders is that the government has not stated firmly how it is going to protect its own from the drug crisis. For example, people mentioned that the budget of DEA, which was around the tune of 3 million, did not have prevention component. There was nothing allotted for prevention. Yet the government made statement that they will protect the citizens. But through budgetary allocation and through rigorous policy decision, these people are now considered. For example, they also measure that the Ministry of Education should be that statutory body that provide resilience among Liberian youth by educating them in the danger of drug and substance abuse as well as gang activities. But the Education Ministry is yet still far from getting involved in the fight against drugs.
What are you seeking? What do you hope to achieve as an institution?
As an institution, what we hope to achieve is to ensure collaboration with government, with civil society organizations, so that we can raise the resources, the logistics, as well as the policy decision that will affect positively the lives of those who are already suffering the abuse of drugs and substance use.
These kinds of gathering, like you say, probably is as a result of an assessment that was done. Is there any success story that you would like to share with us? For example, have you been working with any organization, any institution? Have you been able to play any role in rehabilitation and those kinds of things? Maybe now you managing a rehabilitation center, but working with any institution to do that.
Yes, we throughout our research work, we have been involved with the rehab, the institution for rehabilitation and reintegration at the Cooper Farm.
Okay.
That is the Darrell DeLong Center.
Okay.
And they will be part of the participant and stakeholder that were invited. We regularly communicate with them, and we also provide them the opportunity to be heard whenever we have sessions like this.
Okay, so they'll be a part of it?
Yes, they will be a part, definitely.
Is that the only institution you work with as far as rehabilitation is concerned?
Well, as far as rehabilitation is concerned, we are promoting the national call for a national rehabilitation center, which will be statutorily established, because we believe a government has such center to cater to these affected young people that can also drive international support towards such national rehabilitation center to cater to the needs of Liberians. And one other things that were noted, families affected by drug want their children to be good citizens and productive ones. So they spend their resources in private rehabilitation centers. Unfortunately, sometimes when these children come back, they go into the same act, and then it is like a loss to the family. So having a national rehabilitation center is one of those policy issues that we try to advocate.
So that's why our institution seeks to do. I mean, not to do, but that's why you want the government to do, for us to have a national rehabilitation center.
Yes, I think that will help a lot to attract the relevant donors and others who are interested in Liberia Forward March.
Did your survey establish exactly what's the reason for these people getting into what they get into?
Yes. The survey established reason why people get into this, and we also did other findings like the root causes. The survey indicated socio-economic stressors, idleness leading to idleness and lack of employment, loss of family and social structure, forcing self-reliance, migration to Monrovia seeking better lives, peer pressure and drug dealers targeting school children as major root causes for the increased youth involvement into drug and gang activities.
Who are you talking to during the survey?
During the survey, we talked to 5 stakeholders groups, including drug users, including drug dealers, including civil society, community residents, law enforcement practitioners, among others.
What did the drug dealers say to you are the reasons why they're dealing in drugs?
The drug dealers, they found drug as a profitable venture that gave them money, and by that they feel it to be an economic sources of income. So they get involved knowing that this drug actually harm the young people who are consuming it. But with all that, you find them in the ghetto because the very user themselves provide protection from them. They are organized in the way that they welcome the sellers, and then they provide protection for the seller. The seller goes to them in the ghetto, and then he's permitted to be there and protected by them. So that kind of relationship alone only give more reason why the sellers should keep doing what they are doing.
Did the survey also establish reasons for relapse?
Yeah, relapse is what is something that have been experienced in the center we visited, like the Dara Dillon Center. There are others who get treated and alas they fall back into the same habit. I can recall in a community where a girl was lost from the community because the parents were struggling to have her rehabilitated, and that worked for a short time. And she came back in the community. People admire her. People were surprised to see her. She even went from house to house telling people that she was a changed person, and she thanked her family so much that she had become a changed person. Only to realize that after 2 weeks later, 1 month, she was again into the habit, seeing in local ghettos and doing the same thing. So the issue of relapse is what is concerning.
That's why I'm asking, what are your survey established anything? Why do they relapse?
Yeah, private institutions that are concerned with rehabilitation may lack the professionalism and understand knowledge needed to take care of these people, because professionals are needed to do that. People who are mental health practitioners, people who study psychology, these are the kind of people that will be brought together when a national rehabilitation center is established to be able to appropriately cater to rehabilitation to avoid relapsing. But as it is, private rehab centers themselves lack technical expertise to cater to the growing demand for rehabilitation.
Okay, Mr. John Kama, Executive Director of the Citizens Bureau for Development and Productivity, is our guest. We got like 5 minutes to go, so unfortunately we're not taking any call. We want him to focus on and explain more about. So after these 2 different stakeholders engagements, I will call it, what do you do next? What should we expect next?
We expect to craft a position statement, as well as develop comprehensive proposals that could see the need for partners to collaborate more fluently and effectively in addressing the drug crisis in Liberia, and not leaving it with the government alone, because the government will want to take action, but the people themselves must be involved and be ready. It takes a community revolution to actually kick against the increasing rate in drug and gang activities in the country.
What role do you think particularly community people could play?
Community could play a role by taking direct actions involving in collaboration with the police. I can give you an example. There was a ghetto somewhere in the shoe factory community. And it was very exposed, and people will wonder, how come is this happening? That people are exposed in taking drugs, and yet as if there is no system in place. Children at the smaller ages are getting involved. When the community got ready through its chairman, they contacted the police, and the police was like standing there and seeing the community taking action by breaking down the dilapidated building that was used as shelter. It was not a habitable place, so there was no need to leave it standing. The community took action and disrupted that particular place, and in no time the community succeeded, and up to today's date as we speak, that place is not used any longer
for
as
drug
a gang
trafficking
activity.
Well, Mr. Kaman, we wish you well in your two stakeholders engagements. Thank you for coming. But what's your final message to all of us, drug users, non-drug users, drug dealers, and generally all of us?
My final message is that we cannot keep sounding alarms without taking action. It is about time that we discuss and hold our leaders accountable. The leaders are elected to provide the best for all citizens, and it is incumbent upon them to take appropriate measures that will be able to curtail the spread of drugs in the country and gang activities, such as policy formulation that address the issue of youth vulnerability, as well as other factors that continue to lead young people to getting involved in drug and substance abuse.
Thank you ever so much. John Kaman is Executive Director of the Citizens Bureau for Development and Productivity. Mr. Kaman, thank you for coming.
Thank you very much.
Okay, we leave it like that. 8 o'clock, we'll pave the way for the Cental radio program. 9 o'clock is our partner discussion. The Paulers and Monga families, in collaboration with the St. Simeon Baptist Church, invites you to a soul-inspiring memorial song service and fundraising program in loving memory of their daughter, Ada Faith Brown, on Sunday, November 23rd at 10:30 a.m. in the edifice of the St. Simeon Baptist Church, Horton Avenue, Capital Back Pass. Come and be inspired by the great Tabernacle Choir of the St. Simeon Baptist Church, the wonderful voices of the Monrovia SDA Choir, the sweet voices of St. Simeon Baptist Children's Choir, a magnificent performance by the distinguished contemporary gospel minister Paul K. Hiding, and a great exhortation by Reverend S. Rufus W. Reeves with the theme, God is Still God. The Poilers among our families kindly request all friends, schoolmates, and associates of Ada Faith Brown and friends of their family to grace the occasion. Please come prepared to raise funds for the Ada Faith Brown Gospel Music Foundation, established to support underprivileged children and the elderly to keep a memory and passion alive. Yes, the Polar family wants you to join it at St. Simeon Baptist Church on Sunday. Go there, celebrate with the family, raise funds to keep the memory of their late daughter alive. Shortly is a Cental radio program. Front Page Africa is running an editorial. Liberian Senate betrays public trust by confirming a liar. Liberian Senate betrays public trust by confirming a liar. We are taking a break for the Cental radio program. We'll be back here at 9 o'clock.